What is one major way the field of IO psychology has changed in the past 10 to 20 years?
The field has changed so much that people no longer have steady jobs, and they often lose their employment and change organizations. I think a major change is that the emphasis is now upon work, the work that people perform, somewhat independent of the job in which it's assigned and the organization for which they work.
What is the difference between losing your job through being fired versus losing your job through downsizing, outsourcing, or offshoring?
I think there are two major differences. When you are fired, you lose your employment, but somebody else fills the job that you once held. When you are downsized, outsourced, or offshored, the job itself disappears. Not only are you unemployed, but the job no longer exists. It boils down to a matter of control. If you were fired from your job, you probably had some message, some warning along the way that you were not performing properly, and your termination would soon happen. However, with downsizing, offshoring, and outsourcing, the job itself disappears for no reason related to your employment. You could do nothing about it, and the whole decision is out of your control.
What is meant by the term a global economy?
Time and distance no longer matter in how organizations conduct business. With the advent of the computer and the internet, business can be conducted as readily across continents as across states or across town. Now nations buy and sell goods from each other, and they can be halfway around the world, but the distance and the time is now meaningless.
How has the role of education in the professional development changed in the modern work world?
About 30 or 40 years ago, there was a time or a season in a person's life when they would go to school, receive education, and receive training. After college or after vocational school, they would enter the work world and practice what they had learned. In the modern era, there is so much new to be learned on a continuous basis that education and training are part of our life. The old expression is, we used to earn a living. Now a more modern way of describing it is we learn a living.